You won't believe what happened in a committee hearing yesterday into the Prime Minister's $54 million Arrive scam that's now under RCMP investigation. Christian Firth, one of the co-owners of GC Strategies, is a ghost contractor and key player in Arrive scam, and he was ordered to appear at committee. And when asked if a senior government official had a cottage, he said no. But when pressed, Firth said, well, it's a chalet, not a cottage. Now, people in rural Ontario don't speak the same language as the Liberal elite, but they do know when someone is lying. When asked if he met with another senior government official in their house, Firth again said no, but documents prove that he did. He was asked if he met with government officials after hours in their homes. No, he said. But when I pressed him, he admitted that, in fact, he did meet with some government officials in their homes. So many meetings between a shady contractor and government officials that he can't even remember.
What is your interpretation of a relationship, please?
Well, I mean, I guess what is your interpretation of a cottage versus a chalet? Where, you know, we have records of you meeting at a hotel with the CIO for the Government of Canada, and then you tell this committee that, oh, I don't have any recollection of that. I've got to tell you, if I meet with the top person from an organization, I'm going to remember that meeting, particularly if I've had to comply with access to information records requests concerning that, and then furnished that request. Sir, you're being dishonest and disingenuous in all of your answers to our questions. I appreciate that you're embarrassed about the work that you've done and about the things that you've said, but you are required to be honest when you come before a parliamentary committee. And this clever act that you're trying to put on is not fooling anyone. So I'm going to ask you some of these questions again. Have you ever met with government officials or anyone employed by government in a private residence? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. What is the nature of that meeting?
I'm assuming, I don't know the exact meaning you're referencing. It's not like I've had hundreds of these things. The truth is, I don't know which one you're talking about.
I want to know about all of them.
We've ordered him back to committee with his bank records. Conservatives are going to get answers in the Prime Minister's $54 million Arrive scam.
Yeah. This guy's garage. Like and subscribe.
Rideau Lakes.
After 8 years of this NDP Liberal government, they finally admitted that their carbon tax is making it harder for Canadians to afford to heat their homes. The Liberals have said that only people who elect Liberals will get a break. To folks who can't afford to eat, heat, or house themselves, this Prime Minister just isn't worth the cost. 7 of 8 members of Parliament in the City of Ottawa are Liberals, but the common sense for MP for Carleton will give them all a chance to take the tax off so Ottawans can keep the heat on. Will the Liberal members for Ottawa vote for our common sense plan to take the carbon tax off home heating bills for everyone in Ottawa and Eastern Ontario?
That's right. The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. All of the Conservatives, including that member, ran on a platform that included a plan to price carbon. They also ran on a plan with a clean fuel standard almost identical to what was proposed by our government. Now, that member has many constituents that use home heating oil, and that's bad for our air quality. It raises emissions. It's the dirtiest and the most expensive way to heat one's home, and we are providing free heat pumps for any Canadian whose province wants to work with our government to get them off of home heating oil.
I just want to say it's quite disrespectful when a member is standing up answering a question and others are having conversations across the way. So again, I want to remind members that if they don't want to take part in question period and be respectful, they should maybe step out and have those conversations together somewhere else. The Honourable Member for Leeds, Grenville, Thousand Islands and Rideau Lakes.
What's clear is that this is a tax plan, not an environmental plan. After 8 years of this NDP Liberal government, the Liberals told Canadians that if they wanted a break from the carbon tax, that they had to vote Liberal. Ottawa has 7 Liberal MPs. Glengarry Prescott Russell has a Liberal MP. Kingston and the Islands has a Liberal MP. But with all of these Liberals, why don't the residents of Eastern Ontario and Ottawa get a break from the carbon tax? Will any of these Liberal MPs, the member for Kingston and the Islands, stand up right now and say that they will vote to scrap the tax on home heating?